Hey, this is Joe Bluhm with another digital art podcast. This time around, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm not going to be focusing so much on caricature. I'm going to be doing an illustration based on a band that I've discovered. Now, this band isn't too underground. They've been doing pretty well lately. Their latest album is getting a lot of attention. A couple singles have been featured on some TV shows and on the radio. But they're still a little bit specific and a little obscure, so I feel like I really connect to them. It's something that's very unique to me, something that I think is very special. And I discovered a couple of their older albums, which I like quite a bit. So my plan here was actually to do a quick sketch and color it in very basic. But what I'm doing is I recorded this drawing as I was doing it. It's several hours of sketching and drawing. And I planned to do something very quick, but it turned into more of a finished illustration. And at the point that I decided to do something a little more in depth and a little more finished, I realized that to keep this short enough to put into a podcast, to put here on YouTube, I'm going to have to do something that's not as finished as I want it to be. I may go back and work on it a little bit more before I post it on my website or something. But it's going to be pretty much finished illustration. It's going to be a little more finished than I had originally intended. I didn't walk into this, I didn't start drawing this with some sort of master plan. This is something I had been thinking about for a long time, but I didn't have the illustration planned. I had the essence figured out. I had a feeling that I got from the music, from this band, from the singer's voice, from the instruments they use, from the style that they pull from. It's a band called Blitzen Trapper. They're from Portland, Oregon, and I like them quite a bit. I heard them about a year ago, and I really connected with them. They have a bit of a country vibe, and listen, I don't like country music. No offense to anyone out there. There's going to be people that watch this and listen to this and don't like the music. There's going to be people that love the music. I understand everyone's different. Everyone has different tastes, but this is something that I really connect with. It has a bit of a country vibe, a little bit of a Midwestern or a Western vibe, or actually Northwestern, but it has also a great rock and roll vibe. It reminds me of a little bit of the artist Beck, reminds me a little bit of Weezer, a little bit of the Beatles, a little bit of Bob Dylan, a little bit of Pavement. It has a lot of styles that it pulls from for me. So what I'm doing is I decided to take the feeling from this band, the lyrics and the style of music and the vibe that they give me, and I'm going to do an illustration that really gives you a visual representation of the essence of the sound that I'm hearing. What was great was there's one song that stood out to me that wraps up this whole feeling that I get more than any other song. And I chose that song as a springboard to do this illustration. So as I thought about this more and more, this image gelled in my head, and it wasn't very specific. It was just broad and feeling and an action. And I used the final song. What I'll do is I'll play that at the very end of the podcast. And here during this video, I'll play a few of their songs, stuff that stood out to me. They have quite a broad style, but the stuff that stood out to me, I'll play for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing. And you'll see that I don't have it figured out. I make changes, I make revisions, I change my mind sometimes. But it really comes together okay in the end, I think. So here's going to be a first song of theirs. It's a big hit. I really like it. It reminds me of the old 70s rock bands, has some rich guitar. So I hope you enjoy this. It's called Wild Mountain Nation. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. To me, that song is great. It has some really rich guitars, some really catchy lyrics, some catchy hooks to it, and I just really love it. So what you can see here is I'm doing a sketch that I hopefully is coming together. I'm using a blue, a light blue, almost like an animator's pencil blue, which is a non-photo blue. What it does is it makes you feel comfortable with your lines without having to feel committed to it. It's not black and white. It's not so bold. So you can feel like you're just sketching, you're just planning things out, and it makes you feel a little bit better. I'm going to play another song now from Blitzen Trapper. I'm sure the band won't mind. I'm really just trying to promote them. I really love buying their album and buying from Amazon and iTunes. So this one is a little more loose, feels a little more like Pavement or Beck, and it's called Cracker Went Down. I hope you dig it. All right, so that's called Cracker Went Down. I hope you like that. For any kids out there or parents with kids, you might want to plug their ears right now. Little disclaimer. Um, I just have to say I really enjoy any song that starts out with "You're a slimy piss drinking whore" as lyrics. I think that's really bold. That's kind of childish, of course, but I really enjoy it, and I think that they're really just being honest with themselves when they write their lyrics. When they play their music, they really jump around with styles. There's stuff that feels like classic rock, hard rock, a little more distorted and edgy. And I think that's very bold. They're sort of following what they want, and it doesn't seem like they're really following any record production. They're not really, going by any producer or following any direction. Now,